July 14th, 2026, Board of Public Works and Safety to order. Are there any adjustments to the agenda, Lindsay?
Yes, we'll have one addition. It was tabled from last meeting. It's a request to approve a nickel plate construction waiver. Yeah, construction waiver.
Is there a motion to add that to the agenda?
Motion.
I'll second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll add that to the end here. I believe we have to take the consent agenda one at a time. I don't believe I was here for the June 23rd meeting. So we'll table that item. Is there a motion to approve item B on the consent agenda?
Motion.
I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to resolutions, we have a request to approve the 2026 neighborhood vibrancy grants. Morning.
Good morning, Christy Gassion, Community and Economic Development. Staff was requesting an award recommendation for the final 4 of 23 neighborhood vibrancy grants for 2026. This award would allocate $67,722 to fund common area improvements for the Northfield Estates, Cumberland Place, Intracoastal at Geist, and Tremont neighborhoods.
This exhausts all the funding then?
Yes.
Any questions on that, Steve?
Nope.
Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Christie. Next is a request to award quote and approved contract for Fisher Sports Complex restroom utilities.
I'm just filling in for Jonathan and Eric today. This request is for sewer, water, and electric service to some restrooms that we are planning to build at the Fishers High School. This one's the Fishers Sports Complex. So this is just for the utilities in the amount of $247,075. They did send out quotes, got 3 responses, and the lowest responsible for was Fredericks.
Any questions on this? This is at Fishers High School, also known as Fisher Sports Complex. Nope. I'll make a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Steve. All in favor, please say aye. Motion carries. Next, Lindsay.
Same, we're planning to put some restrooms out at the plateau. DPW sent out a request for quotes. They got 3 responses. The lowest responsive quoter was Fredericks in the amount of $182,985. And this is again for sewer, water, and electrical for those restrooms.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
I'll second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thanks, Lindsay. You could have stayed in your seat. A request to approve road cut on 96th Street for water service. Tammy, cut 96th Street?
Yes. Before you, Tammy Houston Engineering, before you today is a request for a road cut for on 96th Street to service a home on the north side of 96th Street with water. The water main runs along the south side of 96th Street in the deceleration lane of Sun Lakes at Bayside. So they will be only cutting into the decel or left turn or right turn lane, not into the through lanes on 96th Street. And then they will be patching it per our standards.
So they're getting water to someone on the south side of 96th Street?
On the north
North
side.
side.
Yes. Yes, their property line is very narrow. So, and the water line runs through the turn lane. Right turn lane on 96th Street.
Right now, it's kind of a difficult time on 96th Street from a traffic perspective, right? I mean, with
This is,
16th Street and
yeah, they should not be getting into the through lanes as far as lane restrictions.
just be the turn lane.
It should just be the turn lane because it's closer to the outside edge. But lane restrictions would only be from 9 to 3. It is there near Hamilton Hills Lane, so it's in a stretch that
Yeah,
shouldn't be as affected by the traffic, and it'll be
I don't think
eastbound
Fisher's
traffic.
residents can handle any more impediments to east-west traffic at the moment. All right, I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Steve. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, Jeremy, I assume this is your request to approve sanitary sewer
Yeah, I
agreement
just saw that,
for Hyde Park Phase 3?
yep. Saw that it listed Mecky, but this is a sanitary sewer service agreement. This one, the only thing, this is pretty much just our standard sewer service agreements. The only difference is, I think this may be the first one for the territory we have that's actually in the city of Noblesville.
Okay.
But other than that, really, it's a pretty standard agreement. The first one on the agenda, I don't know how many letters, but the one that ends in E for the resolution, that one is for gravity sewer.
Okay,
This happens to be, this is for the Hyde Park development.
yep,
I'll talk about one in a minute that also is the same development, but that one is for lift station. But anyway, this is just for or gravity sewer serving the development.
okay, so this is, just so I'm clear, this is resolutions 071426E,
Yes.
request to approve sanitary sewer agreement. And then the one you're referring to, that's,
The other one is
G.
going to be this G, and that one is for the lift station itself and then downstream enforcement.
gotcha. All right, and just so I'm clear, because we had some issues on collections of revenue when we were in the Noblesville territory, but I think we've sorted out now.
I think so. I have been corresponding with Corby. I'm not sure that they've given us the accounting yet for the area that they just sent us money for, but I can
Okay.
double check with.
Just want to make sure that impact fees and then also connection fees and ongoing fees are transferring over to the city. I think there was a little hiccup with HC Utilities on that, but we're working through that. Is there a motion to approve item E? Motion. I will second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. The motion carries.
And if we just follow the order, it unfortunately kind of got split.
Sure. Well, let's go ahead. Is there a motion to approve item G? Motion. Motion, and I will second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now we'll move back to the request to approve grant agreement for Linwood Hills sewer system.
Thank you. So this one is for essentially a purchase of equipment for the Linwood Hills Sewer Project. Just as a quick reminder, Linwood Hills is a neighborhood we're installing a low-pressure sewer system in. We'll be bidding that actually here in the next month, August is our plan. So that should be under construction here in the fall.
Okay.
And then this is, by purchasing these early, we feel like we're saving a fairly substantial amount on the overall project cost. And this first purchase order is being done now, and then in the future, the rest will kind of fall in with the actual contractor. But this is kind of the first chunk. This sets the price. By getting this now, we're able to keep our kind of reduced price per unit.
Okay. Any questions on that, Steve? Nope. Is there a motion? Motion. I'll second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thanks for your work on this, Bill. Appreciate it. And Lindsay, thanks for working through the annexation, which is now, what stage are we at with
We're
that?
still in the remonstrance until August 3rd or 5th,
Okay,
whatever that Monday is.
gotcha.
And then after that, it's just a bunch of certifying and filing until.
What
September.
percentage have signed up for?
At this point, I didn't do the percentage. Out of 160 homes, we're north of 140.
Wow. That's awesome.
Jeremy, have you gone and actually knocked on doors to get
I
people
did.
to come back?
Nice.
Because I didn't want to have folks come to me and complain later if they didn't feel like so I did everything I possibly could to let people know.
Well, it's demonstrating getting 140 out of 160s. Pretty amazing. So, great job. I bet you had some interesting conversations.
I did, although really everybody was generally pretty pleasant. Most people knew about it, so that was good. At least the word had gotten out.
Yeah. All right, our final item that was added at the last second here, Megan, do you want to talk about that?
Yep, Megan Baumgartner, Community and Economic Development. Last month, or at the last Board of Public Works meeting, we had a request for a nickel plate construction waiver, which allows for downtown development specifically to be able to do construction since it's in such a dense area outside of normal hours. And so Rebar Development is here along with TNH Construction to request this waiver. This is for the City View project. So I'll let them share a little bit about what's included in the packet that they had submitted.
Thanks, Megan. Tom Dick with Rebar. So I think some in the room will remember when the city poured, or Hagerman poured the FIB garage, they did it through the night. So it's a similar issue with heat this time of year in concrete, and there's 60 trucks running, I think, usually on some of our pours. So getting that all formed up and in the right spot before it gets hard is a real issue. So just as an example, on this Thursday, we're tracking the weather like just degree by degree right now. And they may have to load ice into most of those trucks or even maybe the water before the mix. And that's about a $48,000 ad just for one day. So it's a real impact on the project. So we're managing it sort of, Zach's managing it sort of minute by minute. The city got one complaint. I know we also went to maybe mayor's office and the police department. Zach had heard from some young lady, her name is Kristen Brown. I've reached out to her, had a couple of conversations with her. Fortunately for her, she lives at ground zero. She is on
the apartments.
She's in the apartment, the second floor, right across from the entrance gate. I mean, so she's the Mr. Kale of, the Hagerman project. She's that person right there. So I've talked to her. She was super pleasant. She really just wanted, well, I mean, she doesn't want to be woke up at 5:30, although she said at 6 o'clock, her roommate are up and going. She sounds like a young person who just moved to Fishers, loves downtown, all that kind of stuff. And she said she's bought a noise machine and eye stuff and just to try to help with the sleep. And so I've talked to her. We're going to provide a stipend to her to recover those costs. I'll just relay her request. She was just hoping that it would be, 6 o'clock would be hard. That's what she said. And you'll hear from Zach that if we can't roll on the site at 6 o'clock, it's pretty tough. And so we're doing some work before at 5:30, but the trucks aren't rolling until 6-ish, I don't know if you can.
6:15.
Okay, you can give the details there. Actually, we're almost done. I mean, we're gonna be done here.
Well, that's what I guess I was gonna ask, how many more?
I'll segue to Zach now. He can tell you.
We have 11 pours left. We're planning on finishing August 10th with cast in place operations. So I guess per the variance request letter, it's kind of altered now since last meeting. We have 11 pours left, contrary to what the schedule in it says. We would today on to August 10th request the 5:30 timeframe. Like Tom said, to navigate those additional costs. That's really the biggest thing. There is an additional request in it for a 6 a.m. start time moving forward, past cast in place operations. It's really the nuts and bolts of it.
And just to be, so we're all eyes wide open here. The work going forward, and just also just reiterate, Ms. Brown, who was the one complaining, said, "But look, at 6 o'clock we're up and going." So no big deal. I don't know if that's everybody or not, but it's framing.
Yeah.
So we heard it at Nickel. It's been downtown before, but it's not like what it's louder is my point than what it was on the bank building. If you know what I mean, that was steel and so forth. This is wood, so it's gonna be free. So it's gonna be, at 6 a.m. it's gonna be nail guns going, but that's the nature of the beast.
Now once you get done with your pour, do you guys start back up in the front at 116 feet framing?
Yeah. Yes.
So there might be a slight reprieve
Yeah.
from their right in their back door.
Yeah, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah.
Before it comes back to this. Yeah.
And we're gonna actually, Zach and I have brainstormed, Ryan Brown and I have been I don't know if we can do window, just something we can do with that unit because it is right there.
Yeah.
And I think you had talked about, like providing notice to the.
Oh, yeah,
that's in the request as well.
Yeah, so everything that's the reference Zach made a letter changing, that's just on the schedule. Everything that's in there, the TNH plans to do, which is the notice and coordinating with District South and so forth.
So the pour will affect the early hours of the morning, the framing.
It starts, so under the ordinance, the noise ordinance just has a flat rule that construction activities can't start before 7.
Right.
And so we're asking for 6 o'clock after the pours.
Right.
So for the framing to begin at 6.
That's
Right.
more related to, our wall panels arriving before the 9 a.m. FIB traffic, all of that, right? So 6 a.m. is more related to, wall panels on this project are very, logistically critical. So it's not like I have lay down room where I can take, say 2 trucks worth of wall panels.
Why do I want you parked on 116?
Correct. So it alleviates that problem as well.
So that's why the framing has to start early also.
Correct.
I understand.
I think there's some public rationale for wanting to get this done as soon as possible and also alleviate some of the traffic, like the sensitivities just in the daily commute, people getting back and forth, that there's some logic for allowing an earlier start. I also think if people just know when these things are gonna occur, that makes a huge difference. Like, I think if people know, there's 11 of these left. These are the days that we're gonna expect this starting at 5:30. I think that's something people can reasonably can adapt to, I think.
Yeah, one thing, that-
There won't be any other like all-night pours like we did with, First Internet Bank.
no. But I think one thing that Jack and I were just talking, I'll do this, just because I know the owner of District South, and shall we develop that? So we can just get with the property manager there and just start having quarterly meetings where we get pizza, let them just know status, what's going on. That, I think you're right about that. The more people know, the less they,
I also think they probably moved in there kind of eyes wide open to the fact that this
A
is
little
a
bit, yeah.
developing area,
yeah.
which is gonna have some, the only thing, and I know Tom, you'll be good about this, but you can't control everyone who shows up on your site, but I remember Billy Kale, showing a video of, it wasn't a cement truck necessarily, it was some guy who was coming to work, who was blaring his music in a huge Dodge truck at,
Dualies with
dualies and like,
smokestacks out the top.
so you can't control the sound of a cement truck, but I mean, if you can watch over, just make sure that we're being good neighbors. Because some of the contractors that show up maybe they're not in this meeting, right? So to the extent you can help with that, I appreciate it.
So the comms plan is to talk to the HOA and then we're gonna talk to all the residents.
Yeah. Well, I'll just do a couple over the next year, just a couple of even resident evening meetings. Where if anybody wants to come down to the common area, I'll be there and we can talk to them, get pizza or something.
Is there, any other questions, Steve?
Nope.
Seeing none, I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Steve. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Try not to do that on Saturday if at all possible. I don't think most people want to do it at 5:30. I guess that is a question. Are we talking 6 AM do you work on Saturdays typically?
It just depends. We don't have any planned pours on Saturday right now.
Or like framing, would that be going on Saturday morning at 6 AM?
Yeah, maybe not at 6, probably 7:38.
All right, well, as long as it's past the 7 o'clock, then there's nothing we can
Yep.
do, so. All right, any other agenda items?
Yep, that's it.
You know, is there a motion to adjourn? Second, all in favor?